Hi everyone, just doing a video for you to show you what we feed our special needs cats here at HCCF. So we are a predominantly raw fed household where the animals are concerned. Humans are actually vegan in the house. If you're new to the term raw feeding, it basically means that our animals are fed a species appropriate diet. So it's a pre-bought, frozen, balanced raw meal. So the dogs have a mixture of brands that are balanced and pre-packed and frozen. For the cats, we use a brand called Luna and Me. So we have the Luna and Me Kitten Power for Maple, which means the bone content is a lot finer. And we have a mixture of chicken or beef adult cat food for the other cats. And we have got a discount code for people to use in the UK if you want to give that food a try with a discount on your first order, which I'll pop in the comments. Basically, the raw food is a complete meal with muscle meat, bone and offal and taurine powder added, and there's also a few other little additives in there for their health. But it's so easy. Literally the 100-gram patties that it comes in, I pop them in this glass dish before bed, and by morning it's nicely defrosted at room temperature, which is the best way to feed the food. And yes, I'm going to show you how I prepare their food now. So I use these little pots because I weigh out their food. They all have different amounts and they all have different supplements added, and I've labelled them so I know which is which. And basically, for those who know me quite well, you know that I make my own bone broth, and I give it to the animals, some every day, some once or twice a week. So Heidi has bone broth with hers, which is defrosted nicely. Maple's having bone broth as well. This one's for Hugo, our outdoor cat. So I've separated all their portions into their little bowls. So this supplement, Maxi Utract, is a urinary tract function supplement. So it's really good for cats that are incontinent. It just ensures that their bladder and UT tract is healthy and prevents infections. And when they're retaining their urine, if they're incontinent, obviously they're going to be prone to bladder and urinary infections. So Mowgli and Maple have this every day. That one gets kept in the fridge. And then we have this vast array of supplements which are for the cats and the dogs, but I'll just do the cat ones today. So this is a natural antibiotic which Maple is on at the moment because she was showing a little bit of bacteria in her urine test. So we're giving her some of that at the moment. I'm also giving it to Heidi at the moment for a week or two because she's had a bit of a sore eye, and because of her tooth problem that I mentioned a few days ago, she's got a bit of a broken tooth, so I just want to make sure there's no infection festering there. We've got a kidney support gold, that's for Heidi because she's only got one kidney. These are from a brand called Pet Wellbeing in the UK online. Fantastic array of supplements for all different conditions. And then we've got a multivitamin, which all the cats have. Just give them a few drops in their food. And then we have Dorwest Smooth Wheelia, which is a great joint supplement. It's got boswellia in it, glucosamine, chondroitin. Really, really good supplement for cats and dogs. Heidi's meowing because she's hungry. I use a pestle and mortar to grind it down to a powder to add to their food. And they have that every day. Again, it's always good to support their joints and muscles and tendons and ligaments, especially when they're special needs. But for all pets, if you can afford to buy a good joint supplement, I would highly recommend you put them on it as young as possible. They also have Green Relief by Dorwest. Again, another, well, this supports mobility and healthy skin and a urinary system. So this one I give to Maple and Mowgli. Again, because they're both incontinent and they have issues with their skeletal system, they have this one every day as well. Again, crushing it down to a powder so that they take it easier. And last but not least, this is a pre and probiotic, but it's also got psyllium husk inside, which is a fibrous supplement, so it really helps to bind their poo. And again, when cats are incontinent and they've got no bowel function that they're aware of, it's great to have poo that's, you know, solid but has a good texture so that it comes out easier. So Maple, Mowgli and Heidi all have this one, because Heidi gets a little bit of constipation sometimes, because they all digest and process food differently, just like humans, and they've all got different types of poo. So depending on the digestive system depends on whether they need any added fibre really, so that's really good for that. So they've got everything they need in their food now, and what I do is I add water to the food. This is our glass vertical water filter with ceramic filters. We use this because we don't drink tap water and none of our pets do either. None of the animals at the sanctuary drink tap water. It filters out fluoride, heavy metals, mercury, everything that you don't want drinking your water. And I add water to their food just because I like to keep them ultra hydrated, and a lot of the time none of them seem to drink enough, if at all anything. A lot of raw fed animals won't drink as much as an animal that would be fed a dry diet. Naturally, there's a lot of moisture in the food. But with, for instance, Jasmine, because she's got CH, cerebellar hypoplasia, and she's quite wobbly, she finds drinking quite difficult because of the tremors in her head. So obviously, if she's trying to drink and she's bobbing up and down, she's not going to have as much water as what she would a normal cat. Heidi doesn't always drink much, so I add water to her food as well. And it just makes it a nice consistency, a bit like a soup for them. And with Maple and Mowgli, again, I like to add plenty of water to incontinent cats' diet just to make sure their urinary system's nice and flushed out. And obviously with the food, it's quite a chunky texture, which they don't seem to mind, but I just like adding the water. I just think it gives them plenty of hydration, and with all the supplements in the food as well, it blends it all nicely. And I just give these a really good stir and a really good mix up, and then these stay in the pots then, either in or out the fridge depending on the temperature outside. It's quite cold today, so these will stay out on the side because they don't really like cold food from the fridge. Isn't ideal for their stomach, so I do like to feed at room temperature. So they'll have a portion of this for breakfast now, and then throughout the day they'll have another 2 meals. Maple has more because obviously she's a kitten, but the other adult cats have 3 meals a day. So I basically split this portion into 3 across the day, and it means then all I've got to do is put it in the bowl and it makes it easy for me. So the prep is really just in the morning time. I am a bit of a supplement fan, as you can probably tell, diet is really important to myself, and I take a lot of care, and I like to give the pets that we have here and the animals that come into the sanctuary the best diet possible, the most natural and the most wholesome food that we can give them, because that is a baseline for health and longevity, especially when they've got health issues. So to me, you know, if you get their diet right and they've got the correct supplements for what needs they have, they've all got different needs, then, you know, they've got a better chance of having better health and less health problems. So yeah, that's why I feed them raw, because it's the most natural food that they can have, with nothing processed and no nasties that they don't need. You know, most processed foods that you buy from a store, whether it be in a tin or a packet or a, you know, biscuits, dry food, they have a place, and everyone's got different opinions on what food they want to feed their animals. But for me, I want to feed them a natural diet that's healthy and nutritious, and so for me the raw feeding is the way forward. I've raw fed my dogs for years and years and years, and the cats have been the same. They really enjoy it, and it's really affordable. Like, for me to feed the cats here at the sanctuary, it costs £1 a day, which is really, really affordable. And as I say, the supplements, really, they are additional, but when you add supplements to an already healthy diet, you know, the body's got a really good chance of overcoming any long-term health issues, and just preventing health issues in the future. You know, preventing arthritis and preventing, you know, chronic illness is really important. It's going to cost you less in the long run in vet bills, and, you know, we all want our animals to be here and as healthy for as long as possible. So yeah, that's why we do what we do. And of course, we're always there to give help and support and guidance to people with their animals. We get lots of messages all the time asking for help and support for people with their pets that have got health issues, or that are, you know, wanting to improve their diet and their health, and we're always there for you to message if you want any help and advice, or if you think that you want to try raw feeding and you don't know where to start, then obviously just drop us a message and we'll give you some guidance and support. There's going to be a page on the website when that's finished giving more support and guidance into raw feeding as well, so that will be a really good place for people to go and read and get some support there. And I'll do another video at some point for the dogs, because that's a whole other video. So yeah, just basically sharing our morning routine with the cats, and I'm now going to get everything ready for them because they are starving. Heidi has this raised bowl because she sits up to eat on her side. Jasmine and Mowgli have raised bowls with these on top, and Maple has this cute little acorn dish at the moment. Maple's currently meowing her little head off because she's absolutely starving, because we're a bit late feeding this morning so I could do this video. And literally they just have a third of that portion for the rest of the day. And then I'll feed again around lunchtime, and then around 5 PM. Some cats need 2 meals a day, some cats need 4, it all depends. And with raw food, as you would with any raw food, you just keep your work surfaces clean, wash your hands, and that's basically it. It's easy peasy, and the cats love it, and it's really healthy, so it's a win-win all round. So thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, just drop your questions in the comments. Thank you.